My name is Ellie Smith, and I've lived in Lebanon area since 1996. My biggest passion is gardening, but the one right behind it is art. I've been an artist all my life, but the way I expressed my artistry until I was about 40 was by being a musician. I played the piano, the violin, the viola, flute, and oboe, and I sing. And I grew up knowing that the person in the family that was the artist was my brother. And so when I decided that I was going to become an artist, I had to overcome that imposter syndrome, which is a big problem a lot of artists have, because they don't really believe that they are an artist. The validation is from within yourself, and the satisfaction that you get from making something. That was inspired by Antarctica. I came back from Antarctica and I was obsessed with blue, because you think of Antarctica as icy and gray, and actually there is every color of blue you can think of there, and it's amazing. And so I came home and I did that. And that piece is mostly acrylic, but the texture is made with a netting that came from around some cantaloupe. And then I just played with it. This is a series of 3 that are plays on words. So this one's called Think Outside the Box. So you have lots of boxes and then the circles. The next one is Walk the Line. So you have all the straight lines and then the curvy line. This one is Beyond the Event Horizon. Art journaling is a great way to get your creativity expressed on paper or whatever medium, and not have to find a frame and a place on your wall to hang it, because you got it all in a book. I don't even know how many pages of art journaling done, and if I had them all in frames, I would need a warehouse to hang them up, and probably with extra walls, because there's just so much. And so I started out in 2011 was when I first started my very first art journal, and I have continued all the way. So right now I'm working on 2 different ones at the same time, and this particular one is a project that I set myself last year on March 1st to make 100 2-inch by 3-inch works of art. They're mostly watercolors, but they have a lot of other mediums involved in them. And I'm up to number 86, and I have until March 8th to finish. So there's a lot of really pretty things in here. These mountains are made of hornet paper, and then all the other stuff is actually papers. This one is a collage, rather than this one is completely watercolor. And the one on the next page back, this is all watercolor. This is watercolor with feathers. This is watercolor with ink. So there's all, and there's 48 of them in this book, and then the second book that I'm almost done with will have 52. So I'm going to make my 100 in a year, and it's an exciting project. And the great thing is I'm going to have 100 little paintings that are in a little book, 2 little books this size. It's not like I'm going to have 100 framed little pieces of art on the wall. And anytime anybody wants to look at them, they can just look. Well, I love and support the Art Guild because there's a bunch of like-minded people who support me as an artist, and I can support them. It gives me a place to display my art and sometimes even sell it. I make art. That is art. So is that. They're beautiful. They do not have to be sold for me to be an artist. It's not about whether you sell your stuff. It's not about whether anybody else sees it. It's whether you do it and you are expressing your heart, your soul, and your creativity. And this place and the people in it support that.